Hello, everybody. Dr. J here with Live Chiropractic, and I am joined with one of my best friends, Ahlia Biondi. We literally grew up together. How you doing today, Ahlia?
I'm wonderful.
Awesome. We are going to talk a little bit today about what Ahlia does. She has quite a few platforms that she's on and helps a lot of people through many different modalities, let's say. Then we're going to talk about how she's moving forward based on everything going on in life right now. And she has a few people in her family that are chiropractors like myself. So we're going to talk about how what she does and how chiropractic works so beautifully together. So let's start it off by introducing yourself. Tell us what you do, Ahlia.
I'm Ahlia. I teach yoga and spin. I recently started a podcast called What's Wellness, and the platform for this podcast is all about allowing people to share their wellness story. I have a very interesting wellness story and journey, and I was feeling a little bit like I didn't have a place to talk about it. I don't like to come across as a complainer. So it's not about complaining. It's more about talking and connecting on what you've learned and things that have worked or not worked. So I've
It's
been
very
focused
educational.
a lot of energy on that. It also
Yeah.
has a yoga philosophy spin on it, since
Yeah.
that's what I love to geek out on.
Sure.
And what else do I do? I run yoga teacher trainings
Hmm.
locally, online, and globally, yoga retreats. I mentor yoga teachers. My world revolves around yoga, but I almost hesitate to even, well, I could go down this whole rabbit hole on yoga because it's so westernized these days, and we're not really talking about all 8 limbs of yoga. When you think of yoga, you think of yoga asana, the physical postures, which is one limb. So,
I had no idea
oh,
there was 8 limbs of yoga.
8 limbs, and only one of them has to do with moving your body or touching your toes or, the physical postures.
So the other 7 are all about mental and spiritual?
Yeah, a combination. The first limb has to do with how you treat others. It's the most external. The second limb has to do with how you treat yourself. The third limb of yoga is pranayama, that's breath control and harnessing your breath and the power of that energy. The fourth limb is asana. Those are the physical postures, what you do on your yoga mat. The fifth limb, it's called pratyahara. It's withdrawing your senses. So we have all this external stimulation, and being able to withdraw your senses and close your eyes and bring awareness inwards. The sixth limb is basically focus or concentration. The seventh limb is meditation, which is concentration that doesn't require focus. And then the eighth limb is called samadhi, which is like this transcendence of just yourself, but the connection of yourself with everything, this state of bliss that you can achieve.
Is it like a pathway where you go through leg 1 to 8
You
and
can,
that's when you become a master? Or you could go right into like, hey, I want to meditate. I'm going to go right to limb 7.
both are possible.
Got it.
Doesn't have to be linear, but it can be. They don't have to be mutually exclusive, but you can also go in order, or you can jump right into a meditation practice.
So I know that you're super intelligent with yoga and you do your yoga teacher trainings and you're still teaching yoga online via Zoom or your Facebook and all that, correct?
Yeah, thank you. So all the studios that I was teaching at, I also teach spin. They're
Hmm.
all closed
Right.
due to the current situation. So I didn't know if it would be something that my students would and friends would want to participate in, yoga online. But for me, I felt strongly because of a few reasons. One, maintaining my own accountability. Two, maintaining a connection with community. And three, I feel very strongly about service to others and creating an impact, a positive impact. If I can uplift or inspire someone, then, that makes my day.
Yeah.
And so I started teaching online, like you said, through Zoom and my Facebook group. And I don't require donation, although the donations have really kept me going.
Wonderful.
And it's my way of giving back and staying connected.
Awesome. So speaking of staying connected, we have an interesting connection. Your father and my parents both went to chiropractic school together. My mother and your father actually dated at one point, which we always think is really funny.
What?
We always joke about how we could have been brother and sister instead of just hypothetical brother and sister.
We kind of look alike.
Well, side profile we do. Yeah. Um, So chiropractic's obviously been a gigantic part of your healing journey and still is. I know that your brother, your sister-in-law are chiropractors as well as many aunts and uncles just like myself. So I'd like to get into a little bit about how chiropractic and, connecting people's bodies with their brain and their body via the nervous system through the chiropractic adjustment. That's what I do. And you connect them to, let's say, the body and the spiritual. That's my way of thinking of yoga. Um, or at least the third eye, let's say. So tell us a little bit about your thoughts and your journey with chiropractic and what you do now.
So I believe that the power that made the body heals the body, but what we can do is remove any interferences. And for me, chiropractic does a great job of removing interferences from the neurological and nervous system standpoint. So if you have a line of cars all in a row, but one is off to the side, then they're no longer all in a row. You got one off, doing its own thing. And that would be an interference for a message that needed to go from one vehicle to the next. And
Sure
so
would.
correcting or removing that interference helps to relay the message clearly from your brain to the rest of your body, whether it's because you want to perform better as an athlete or mental focus, or you're dealing with some dysregulation in a system in your body. Being able to have a highly functioning, well-tuned nervous system is the building block for all of health and vitality from my education and personal viewpoint.
Mine too.
So yeah, I think we agree on that. And I experienced this like a light bulb switch when I was surfing as a professional athlete. And I felt like every time I would fall from 10 feet up, you get bumps and bruises. And I would see my chiropractor and I always ask questions. I want to know, okay, what was happening in my body today? What did you pick up or notice and correct? And I'd be fascinated because a lot of times there were interferences in the thoracic region of my spine. If you think about it, you have the cervical spine, which is your neck and the
Hmm.
upper part of your back, the thoracic spine, which is the middle part of your back, and the nerves from your thoracic spine are going to go to places like your stomach or your diaphragm or the upper part of your GI,
Yeah.
which for me, I had a lot of issues with my diaphragm and my GI. And then to go down the way, the lumbar spine is the lower part of your spine and then to your sacrum. So I'd have recurring interferences in the thoracic part of my spine, the middle part, and those nerves go to places in my body that I was experiencing symptoms and discomfort and digestive issues and even problems breathing. And I noticed that especially while I was surfing, and I had developed a style of breath that really helped me not only focus, but have powerful bursts of energy. So I find that through regular chiropractic care, even after the bumps and the jostles and the bruises from
Hmm.
an extreme sport like that,
Yeah.
I was able to not only maintain my health, but recover faster. And then I had a brain injury, a pretty traumatic event where I had a serious concussion. And chiropractic really helped me to recover as best as I possibly could from
Yeah.
that concussion, given the fact that I'm not super good at resting.
Mm. Yeah, you're a go person for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we've been so lucky to have so many different availabilities of who to adjust us. sometimes it's funny when I like, who should I get adjusted by this week? So many different options in
Absolutely.
our life. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey. What's some good way for people to contact you?
Yeah, so lots of ways to contact me. I'll say kind of some examples of if you're interested in this, contact me here. So if you're interested in yoga philosophy as it pertains to maybe deepening your education and understanding, you want to perhaps look at a teacher training or courses online, then get in touch with me on my website. That's ahliayoga.com, spelled Ahlia. And then if you're an Instagrammer and you want to, I have some IGTV yoga videos and meditation, then my Instagram is at Ahlia Yoga. If you're into podcasts, check out What's Wellness with Ahlia Yoga. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Breaker, all the major
Yeah.
platforms. And then I have a What's Wellness podcast Instagram called What's Wellness Podcast. And then if you're into Facebook, Sunshine Yoga with Ahlia, that's where I stream live my yoga classes, or you can find me, Ahlia Biondi, on Facebook. My email, ahlia@ahliayoga.com. One more, I have a YouTube. Just search Ahlia Yoga on YouTube. And I'll tell you something, Jay, you're the first person to get this insider information.
Ooh,
It's
what?
not that
What? What?
great.
What? What? What?
It's funny. I recently was the recipient of a gift, a ukulele,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm starting to learn how to play the ukulele.
And you're posting it on YouTube?
Hold me accountable because I would like to post a ukulele video on YouTube as soon as I, get the chords and,
You want
and
to give
stuff.
us a little preview right now?
You want to see my uke?
I want to see you play the ukulele.
Well, I really just started this morning. Oops. Here's the
Cool.
ukulele.
Who gave it to you?
So her name is Chris, and last weekend on Sunday, Josh, my husband, and I volunteered at our church for a no contact drive-through donation kind of relay. So we accepted a bunch of different donations for different resource centers. And the person that I was directing traffic with, she had made up a song for her daughter who just graduated and isn't going to have a normal graduation.
Right.
Anyhow, long story short, I said, I'd love to learn how to play the ukulele. And later that day, she said, I have 3. I'd love to gift you one. And she actually dropped it by yesterday. So here's the uke. And I tried to tune it. I don't think it's tuned very well just yet.
Hell if I know. That sounded good to me.
So it has 4 strings as opposed to a regular 6-string guitar.
Yeah.
It's Ahlia size, so it's quite little.
It sure is.
And I'm
Perfect.
excited to learn how to do it.
I look forward to those videos.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for hopping on with us and sharing what you do, and hopefully more and more people can explore the journey of chiropractic and yoga and, really get their bodies in alignment and connected.
Yeah. I have one more thing I'd like to say if I have one quick second.
Of course.
Everyone is on their own journey and own path, and we sometimes look for the destination as opposed to really being present and mindful about the journey. And I myself have struggled at times, given my own health and wellness challenges, looking always for the answer and not appreciating the actual experience of what it is that I was going through.
Yeah.
And now with being able to share a little bit more about my story and my journey, I'm realizing that every step along the way has really taught me something.
Sure.
And even if you're struggling, to try and look for a lesson or an opportunity to grow or evolve or even change what it is that you do, or especially what it is that you're thinking. And I found that through positive affirmation, through breath work, through chiropractic, and through really focusing mentally on where my attention goes,
Yes.
I've had a lot more success in my healing than when I really wallowed in what it was that I was challenged by.
Incredibly powerful. Joe
Keep on
Dispenza stuff
keeping
right
on.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great way to end this Zoom.
Jay, I'll see you Saturday.
I look forward to it.
All
You have
right,
a
we'll be together.
wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.